Nope.
Hello and welcome to Cockatoos with Attitude. You got an
Hello
attitude
and
there,
welcome
mister?
also from me.
There's one of them with attitude. You got an attitude in there, Mr. KK? KKKK?
Mm-hmm.
Shibird? KK boy? Mm. Rah, rah, rah. Hi, Mander. Are you still up there wanting to get petted?
Ooh.
Who's everybody else doing in here?
Mm-hmm.
Where did Cecil go?
Yeah, that's always a good question.
He's in
Bucket?
here. Sea salt. Yeah, he's got to be in a bucket. I saw him checking out one of the buckets earlier, but
Mm-hmm. Probably the rule of thumb in the aviary, like in Australia, I always say like under every second rock, there is a deadly animal hidden. In our area, usually, if there's a bucket, somebody might be in.
yeah, I sent my little joke about Australia to Brad in Australia, and he wrote back laughing about it. And the one where where do you send your children in Australia for survival training? A petting zoo.
Mm.
Cecil, where are you? Cecil. He's really hiding out. Usually, when he's in a bucket, you can see the bucket move a little bit, but
Is he somewhere else?
no, he's not under the chair or anything. I had something. I can try throwing a piece of wood on a bucket, see if that gets his attention. Cecil. Okay, we got to go look. Let's go look. You have to really hunch over to do this. No, he's not in the buckets. That's pretty weird. I'm sure I brought him out. Well, I better go look.
That would be the second time we forgot Cecil. Oh no.
Well, I was right over at his cage, so I can't believe I forgot him. But
So while we try to cover up that we forgot Cecil, I want to thank everybody who ordered the calendar and actually tells in the chat that they received it already and love the pictures. So yeah, thank you for ordering it, and I'm happy that you like it. And Calvin also got a Babalu beach towel. and says it's great. That is also awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh,
So,
there he is. Diesel, how did I do that?
oh, we found the Cecil. Hooray!
Come on, Cecil. Ah, come on, door. Come on, Cecil. Come on. Come on, you big toad. Hi, Bob.
Oh, we can say hi to Bob because
Huh.
Calvin is already here. Oh,
Hey,
oh
Bob.
Bob,
There's Romeo. You wouldn't come out today again. Too busy digging in his box. Hi,
and
Solas.
Solas. That's our
Yeah.
newest resident, Mr. Solas.
He's part chicken now. Does not like humans. I mean, I can put my hand in there. I can hand him something, but he does not trust human hands touching him. So, all right.
Oh yeah, the big cage arrived. So Solas has now a new, bigger cage, and he seems to like it.
Funny though, when it arrived, it was just a bunch of pieces. I had to put it together. Why is that? Gotten good at those cages though. I had it together in an hour. That's from cutting the boxes open to putting everything together. And I know how to jostle all that heavy weight because you have to. So watch it, Cecil. Watch it, big boy. You have to take these panels and you have to actually get them up in the air a little bit, about 4 inches up in the air in order to put the bolts through. So I've got a technique for that. What are you doing up there? Sea salt. Cecil? My boy. What are you doing?
Hi, Cecil. Oh, Cecil, let us greet our chatters. So today with us is Rosebud Atkins, Tiki Tiki, Colin Thurston, Spirit Matter, Falcon Sue, and let's see, Jam and Jamie. So hello and welcome everybody. Good to have you here.
Hello. Noble, you want to say something? No, he's sleeping.
Mm, why
I
not?
off.
Beautiful day
Oh,
to have a nap.
yeah, it's a little chilly. I offered to let Lucy sit on my chest, but she wants to look out. So she's the one that's bald on her chest. So
Hmm. Yeah, I
she's
think
over
she
there
comes over
playing.
if she's actually cold.
She did that yesterday. She sat on me
Mhm.
for about an hour. What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, we have Mander with us. And now we have Cecil and Lucy and Snowball and Sugar and KK and Jasmine. Yeah, I did a little bit of an estimate on how long it's going to take Solas to get out of the cage and deal with the situation here. About 6 months. So, because he was running loose all over the place, can't do that. Can't have him running loose. So,
Somebody's begging loose.
yeah, he's been begging a lot. He's not begging too much, though. He's not being pushy about it, but he's like, I'm here. Can you pet me? Can you pet the big boy? That big boy. It's a good bird, isn't it? Is that a good boy? That's a good boy. He's much more active and vocal now, so
Mhm.
aren't you, baby? But we'll talk about that as we go through the year. But I don't have a memory of the year. I kind of have to look back at my notes. But and some of my notes are on my wrist, so I have to try to get that where I can actually see what I'm looking at here. Come on. Here we go. What are you doing? Oh, Sugar's trying to angle for some preening. If these pink birds could learn to preen, well, I understand that Solas knows how to do that, but it'll be a while before he's out here.
Would be like back then when the humans find out how to make fire.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to imagine how you could just let a bird like that run all over the place. But if he's afraid of
Mm.
being handled, you have to have, not just the skill, but the patience. It takes a while to train a bird that was used as a breeder bird to accept hands. Um, he was at one time, if you believe the records that I have on him, and you really can't do that because you have to work with what you see, not with what you think is there. But he used to step up on a stick. So if he will do that, I will start that routine because that's a good way to work up to getting it to him to sit on your hand. But what are you doing? Hi. Should I reverse the camera? Oh, that works really well. Let's try not doing that. Now I can't see anything. There we go. Ah, there he is. There's the
Hi.
Cecil. Hi, Cecil. I don't think you were missing us too much. You were playing in your cage. You weren't missing us, were you? Hmm? Were you? Yeah, it was quite the year. I hope that Cosmos, the last one we're going to lose to avian ganglioneuritis. Fortunately, we had donated money so we could go and get them all tested. And it was just a little shocking to find out how many of our birds have it, but they were in a couple of stressful situations. Being at that place for 7 months where, they were really just interlopers, and we weren't really wanted there, was not a good spot for them. So, and it's looking like more that I talk to people who are dealing with this, that every bird has this bornovirus in them. And normally it doesn't do anything unless the bird becomes extremely stressed. So, and then the virus just moves down the neuron. It just starts moving, and when it moves, the nerve becomes irritated, and then the body attacks it. So I think every bird needs to be tested. Fortunately, we were able to do that, and you with fatty liver disease and AGN. Probably the fatty liver disease is tied to his AGN because it affects the organs too, depending on what nerves it affects. So, but he certainly seems to be getting better. He's breathing normally now, and he doesn't have a tight chest anymore. He doesn't have an Arnold Schwarzenegger chest anymore. So,
Mm. He is back to normal size. Since back then, I'm not completely sure how it started, but then you once said Cecil suddenly is breathing heavily, and he has had that extended breast, and yeah, he looked somehow deformed, and we knew something is going on with poor Cecil. That is not right.
well, he never could handle the heat. If it gets up to 85 degrees, he'd start breathing funny. And we didn't, of course, at the time, didn't know about AGN. So we had no idea what could have been causing it. But But that's what Kazi died of, and it was just unfortunate. We found out about it too late. When I found out about it and I saw the symptoms she had, where she couldn't see. She's basically lost most of her vision, and so she would just sit on the perch. And it wasn't so much that she didn't want to play with toys, but that she didn't see them. She got her vision back, but in one eye, and the other one about half of it. But it was just too late. So we learned a lesson from that, didn't we? And now that we know about this disease, I really think every bird should be tested for it. But of
Mm-hmm.
course, I could, my father used to say something about doing something in the wind. It doesn't actually do you much good to tell people that, because they're going to wait till they see the symptoms. And when they see the symptoms, it's too late usually. But looks like you're going to be okay. Yeah. Yeah. Big boy. This is one. Oops, gonna switch the camera here. I hit the wrong button again. This is one that doesn't have AGN. Excuse me, she doesn't have it, but yeah, yes she does. This is Sugar. Sugar has it.
Sugar has it. Jasmine is the one who doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Babaloo Bob
Bob
and
doesn't
Snowball.
have. And Snowball. We don't know about KK yet. We don't know about Solus
Nope.
yet. But finding out about this was amazing in that now Romeo doesn't shake anymore and his balance is back. So it's not perfect because he still doesn't have those four flight feathers, but he doesn't need to use those. So in his normal walking, he's not affected at all. It's only if he actually like trips on something and starts to fall that he can't use his feathers. But he doesn't have a balance problem anymore. So, and that's true of Lucy too. Lucy her feet used to shake, and they don't do that anymore. You go to have her step up and her feet would shake in midair like this. They'd be going like that. That doesn't happen anymore. So, but we miss Cosmo.
Hey there.
She
She
was
was
with
such a
me.
little angel.
You didn't see her out here, but she was with me every morning when I made breakfast. She was with me when I just when I took the food out to all the birds. She sat on my shoulder. I had a little like
Cape.
apron I wore around my neck, and it was
Uh-huh.
that was so she could hold on. It wasn't to keep. They make these things so if a bird poops on you, well, she never did that, obviously, but. So she would go. So she was with me more than any other bird, really. I mean, she on me most of the time when I was doing something or with me. So
What a good Shiggy bird.
so
Shiggy?
she's the second bird we've lost from AGN. So it's
Peaches
not. Yeah, you don't
was the
want your
first.
birds.
Well, we didn't know back then.
Uh-uh. No, they were just starting to figure it out. Dr. Jenkins actually put her on Onsior, which back then they just called it Rabinocoxib, which is the technical name for it. But it was hit and miss. It was like, oh, you can try a few injections of this. That doesn't work. It's got to go. You're talking every 3 days. Um, but there are birds that are showing that have that. They have the swelling inside, right? What they used to call the PDD, which is now just PD, proventricular dilation. It's not a disease anymore because it was just a description of symptoms. But it is helping birds with that, and a lot of birds are being saved. So the ones that get diagnosed, we poor humans are not the best at diagnosing stuff like this. We usually bring them in too late. As Dr. Young said at Discovery Valley, he said that he didn't like seeing birds because people would bring them in when they were dying. My bird's been on the bottom of the cage for 3 days. By then it's too late, right? So as soon as I heard of AGN and I tested Cosmo's eyes, right? I took my hand and I did this to her eye, and you could see the eye would contract, but she didn't move, which meant the eye was working, but she wasn't seeing anything. Well, that pretty much diagnosed AGN right away. So we just put her on the medicine, and then about 2.5 weeks later, we got the results back that she had it. But we got her on it. I got her on it as fast as I could, but just wasn't quick enough. But we have a lot better hope for the rest of the birds here. The only, and of course, the major problem is they'll be on it pretty much for the rest of their lives. Um,
Is
current,
Sugar trying to tell you something?
I'm not sure
She
what
just
she's
has her
doing.
left wing out.
I don't know what she's doing. What are you doing with that?
She
Hmm?
was doing that yesterday as well, so I just wonder.
She's doing lots of different things now that she's getting medication. So she just seems to be more active and more alert. I think she might have been getting some of that vision problem too, because in the mornings when I bring her out, I bring out a stick with the almond butter on it, right, with her medicine, and I'd hold it up and she'd jerk back, and when I'd bring it up slowly, and then she would start to eat it. I think she was starting to get some visual problems, but I think that's going away because she looks like she sees it now. She doesn't jerk back anymore. These are
Hmm.
little things you might not see that are the symptoms of something that's going to really get you in the long run, right, Cecil? What are you gonna do? Touch my face with your foot? Hmm? What you gonna do? Hmm? Yeah, I figured as much. Get up there and tell me to pet you. Yeah, I know. Pet the Cecil. Hey, Cecil. You're a good bird. That's a good bird. And then the other thing this year that was big is I started to realize that my body was not doing so good. you know, I had so I lost. I went on a diet and lost 26 pounds because I knew that if I kept, I could tell that my body was not gonna handle the weight I was at much longer. So took me 143 calendar days, according to my app that I use to watch my intake. I still use it because I want to see that I'm getting the right stuff into this body. And then I did what I said I would do. Once I got down to the weight that I thought was optimum, I was going to start working out. So now I work out.
Hmm.
Amy knows what that's like. She works out too.
I do, but the thing is, the only thing is that you cannot have a bird with you for the workout because first thing it could be a little bit dangerous with the workout machine, and second is that the bird could distract on and he needs full concentration when he goes for it. So that's basically the only time during the day he is not with a bird.
Pretty much. That's it. That's at the end of the day too. The reason I work out at the end of the day, I used to, I love it. I had somebody call me on this. Oh, well, we don't have any proof of that. I used to be a bodybuilder, so not
Mhm.
professionally, strictly amateur, but so I don't work out in the morning because that's when your body is. You really have to. I would really have to do a lot of extra warm up because if you work out a muscle when it's cold, that's a bigger chance of injury. And when you're 72 years old, that's not a good idea. So, after I've been running around all day, Pretty much, I'm already warmed up. I can do 20-minute warm up and then work out for a half an hour. And when I say work out for a half an hour, you can try to follow me if you want, because I put 30 seconds between repetitions. So I'll do 8 reps, wait 30 seconds, do another 8, wait 30 seconds, do another 8. Then I'll switch exercises. 30 seconds later, I'm doing another, and I go like that for a half an hour. So sometimes longer. It depends on, whether it's an upper body or a lower body workout. But I knew that if I didn't do something, because you get up and you get in your 70s and you start to get up and your body cramps in its spot, right? Yeah, you have to stretch yourself straight up. I knew that was not a good thing. So I bought this machine that if you actually bought the darn thing put together, it would cost you a fortune. But costs about the same price as a cage. Then spent 8 hours putting it together, which was a workout in itself, on the floor. Just I don't know, no way to describe it. I'm glad I didn't film it because it was a heck of a job, but it works.
Hmm.
You don't want to. I always did free weights, but not at my age. I'm not doing free weights. Can you see me with a bar across my chest trying to do a bench press? Now I can't get the bar off. That would not be good.
Hmm. So Richie Cockatoo joined us in chat and says that she started to like the Moluccan cockatoos. Huh, Shogi? Yeah, you are so cool. It's hard not to like you.
They're the in-betweeners. They're somewhere in between an umbrella and Amazon. Amazon will stay away from you, kind of put a little distance in. Moluccan will come up to you, but wants to be petted. It's just basically how it works. What are you doing? You
Mm-hmm.
are not Jasmine, so I don't really expect you to be doing any kind of like gymnastics. He was playing on that that whatever that thing is hanging up there. He was playing on that. That I wonder about
Then
you
we have a
sometimes.
lot of people in chat that are concerned about Natalie and James after they
Yeah,
lost their cockatoo ace.
I know how it
We
feels.
unfortunately don't have any more information than you have. We also hope that they are doing good, especially with the remaining birds, and they can heal.
I think it's important to get another one and to save another bird and do your best. I've got one right now that's going to be a real project, but I've gone from Kazi that loved me the moment she saw me to a bird that couldn't care whether I died. If I dropped dead tomorrow, it would be looking at its food bowl like, why isn't it getting fulfilled? But it wouldn't care. It
I think
is.
Sola starts to like you.
Mm, reacts to me, but like is probably not the word. If I took a video of the way he acts, the moment I start talking to him, it's like he freezes up and he watches me closely. It's not a positive thing. It's more of a, I'm trying to make sure this human doesn't do something I don't like.
Cecil, what are you up to?
He's being
Yeah, no, I
Cecil.
know, Cecil. You are still waiting for the pink birds to preen you.
Good luck.
Maybe
Well,
next year.
maybe this coming year, because Solus, I understand, does preen. Um,
Mhm.
but the problem is that, and he doesn't seem to attack other birds, but he just won't let you pick him up. And if he can't step up on my hand, he can't come out of the cage. That's just the way it works. I have to be able to put him, basically corral him so I can bring him out here. I can take him in a socialization room, take him in for medical exams. I can't just let him run around the house. And I've seen what it looks like. The day he was brought, he just ran all around the cages. She had to throw a towel over him to get him into the cage that he went into Coz's old cage. But um, he does seem to appreciate being in the larger cage now. He actually, when I put him in it, and I had to tell him because he wouldn't come out. So I got him in the new cage, and then he got up on the top perch and he put his foot out. The first time he's done that to me, he put his foot out there and started going like this, which is a positive sign when they do that. That's something, they don't do that in any other situation except when they're expressing some kind of positive feeling, right? Usually it's an appreciation kind of thing, but and now he takes food out of my hand, and I'm doing the trick where you put one hand up and another hand underneath. So eventually I'll have both hands right up next to him, and then I'll put the other hand a little closer. And I'm gonna keep trying to do that technique. But with him, I probably have to go as the pattern I've actually written out is pretty slow. And then it's going to get blown next month when the vet comes because once we're going to have to tell him to do it. Can't see any other way around it. So, and I like the vet, but I don't think she wants to be the one to tell him. So he's going to imprint on me using a towel on him again. But that's the way it's got to go because we got to get the blood test done. I got to see where he is physically. So. But all the evaluations I've done on him at this point, it looks like we're talking 6 months before he'll be able to cut. He doesn't mind being in the cage. It's a big cage. He doesn't mind being in there, but I want to get him out with the flock, and I think he'll be good for the flock once he accepts the fact that there's a human that he's going to have to step on. Yeah. These other birds don't mind stepping on me. Some of them don't mind doing other things on me. I wonder who that is. He's He's got to get back at me for whatever it was I did. I think it was the Lorelei thing, but so the other thing I've done this year is we had several old Western Digital hard drives that have all of our videos that I created on them. I mean, we're talking old stuff. Those drives are about ready to go. So the choice I made was to actually get the right device so that if basically put four hard drives in it, and if one of the hard drives dies, it doesn't hurt anything. You just pop a new one in. So that's what we've done here there, and I got that all set up. That took a little time. One point for those of you who are technical, 1.52 gigabytes of data. I said gigabytes. Try again. Terabytes of data. Um, it had to be moved from had to move it from Apple Photos, which they don't index them, over to Google Photos, where it isn't indexed, into Google Drive, where it is indexed, into 50 gigabyte files, which had to be downloaded. 31 50 gigabyte files had to be, actually, they were 53 gigabyte files that needed to be downloaded. Then now that needed to be on. Anyway, you get the idea. It was not an easy job, but it's available now for the board and it's available protected so that we have that stuff. And it's on three services now. It's on Apple, it's on Apple Cloud, and it's on Google Cloud, and it's also here. So we aren't going to lose it. Something I should have started to do a long time ago, but
So Jocelyn Trickle joined us in chat. She's a member for 22 months now. So thank you for supporting us. Also, thanks to all the other members who support us here on YouTube, Patreon, or via PayPal or other means. Thank you so much. Without, we couldn't make it. Cecil, how about you? Can you say thank you? Maybe we get KK to say thank you one day.
maybe. This is something about Solus too that I have made a note on is that he was at another rescue and she does rescue and rehoming too, and he's going to take a lot of specialized time, and it's not time that she has. So she had to make a tough choice, you know, keep him or hand him off to somebody who does this kind of thing. And I've got the training to do it. I'm not going to be easy.
Mm-mm.
And I sent her a picture of, I think it was um, Jasmine out here, and she mistook Jasmine to be Solas, and she said, "Oh, you got him outside already." I go, "No, I'm not that good. That's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. No, that's a different bird." Um, if you see him out here before 6 months, then my plan worked better than I thought it would. So
And then we finally call you a wizard.
yeah, it's when birds that have been breeder birds generally don't like being touched. So getting around that isn't easy. You have to find something they want. And I wish he could see the Xavier out here to see what he's missing, because that would make a big difference for him. I might set up a remote camera so he can kind of watch on the screen in there
That's
what's
the
going
thing.
on.
We should allow him to watch the live streams.
Yeah, if he could see the birds out here, that would probably make a difference because he knows them. I mean, as I go by, I always reintroduce them. Yeah, sugar. This is Solas. Solas. This is sugar. That kind of thing. So, of course, he's learning his name too. But I didn't want the name he had before associated with him, because you could just tell that was a point of contention. He doesn't like being called that. So. But now when I say Solas, he immediately assumes I'm talking to him, so he's figured that out. They're pretty smart, so he probably figured it out the second day, but pretty obvious now, right, Sugar? This coat is warm, but it makes it difficult to read my watch. Um, yeah, there's over 18 years of history about the sanctuary on that. It's called a network attached storage that I have set up. Don't chew the. Please don't do that. I don't want you chewing on that. No, we're not going to chew on that. Don't try to get in my pocket. You little monster. Stop it. The
KK?
last thing yeah, he's trying to mess with my little portable heaters I use for my hands, which I think I can turn off because working out seems to have eased up on my Raynaud's disease. So
Oh.
I'm not noticing the cold as much as I used to. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm just numb from working out. I don't know. Anyway,
No, it
things
makes
are,
something with the way you see warmth, and usually your body is also producing more heat, but sometimes it also underperforms when you train. So one never
yeah,
knows.
I've had those moments at night where after working out where the whole house feels like it dropped 10 degrees. Yeah. And other times where it feels like it's 80 degrees in the place. It's just the working out thing does that.
Oh, Shogi.
The big difference from when I was younger and working out is, though, that my weight swings would be in a day from I might weigh 265 at one point. Most of that was muscle, of course. 265, and then I go weigh myself that night and I'd be 255. I just bounce all over the place. That's typical when you're young. But I'm staying right at about 177. I was down to 175 and I've gained 2 pounds, but it's definitely not fat. So what are you doing? Mm, yeah, baby. What a good bird. I just don't want you trying to eat something that's electronic. You have a tendency to get into things that are not so good
Yep.
for you. And you've got a bad
Should
hair
you
day.
look fantastic?
Stuggy and the bad hair day. What are you doing, kid?
She has the best feather dresses on the head.
She does. What a good girl you are, Shug. A good girl you are, Sugar. What you are. Yes, you are.
Good tricky bird. Yeah. Love
So
with those feathers.
it's been big changes this year. At the end of the month, each month now, there are 70 empty syringes where I cut the top. I have something that cuts the tops off of them. But I go through 70 syringes a month now. And every day somebody gets an injection. One day it's Romeo, and then the other time it's Cecil and Lucy, and then the rest of them get their injections the next day. So, and that's fun, considering it's an intrascapular injection. So, where you're actually going is between the spine. Yeah, so you obviously want to avoid that between the spine and the wing. This little area right here, where I'm going right there. That's where actually they get their injections. They could get them in the chest, but that's, when they look at you sticking a needle in their chest, they aren't too happy about it. So this is the best secondary position is up there. Takes a little getting used to. And of course, you got to go through feathers. So you can't always see where you try to get a hold of the skin there and make a tent. I can do it with Sugar. She's got quite a bit of skin there, but you get down to somebody like Lucy, that ain't easy.
Lucy's getting the spin cycle when it's
Oh,
not to do
geez. It's like trying to put together a 1,000-piece, jigsaw puzzle on top of a washing machine and spin cycle. And the second you get her in your lap, she starts doing it. So,
Ah, Rosebud gets into no Falconsu gets into the movie quote of today, asking if anyone knows a film that features a rock. So maybe you read the movie quote to Rosebud, so everybody can start guessing.
that rug really tied the room together.
Does Sugar like that movie?
She's seen it enough times. Yeah, she seems to like it.
Ooh,
I have to be careful what I put on right now because Solas does react to them.
okay.
Um, so lately, he's been watching. Let's say I'll say this, and Amy will go, "Oh no, he said that name again." Let's see. He just watched Harvey,
Oh,
Breakfast Club.
okay.
He what can't I think of the name? I can see the people in the movie. That's bizarre. Barefoot in the Park.
Mm-hmm.
Movies that don't have too much action in them. Right now, he's watching Paratown TV, but um,
Mm. That's also nice to watch.
he does get bored after a while, though. You can give him a couple
Mm-hmm.
hours of that, and then you can tell he's bored because his toys start to disappear. Um,
We
so he's
have the
been well.
first guess for the movie from Calvin. He's guessing Aladdin.
Nope. Good guess, but nope. Think of another um, hint. Um,
Oh no, Rosebud didn't listen when you read the movie quote. Can you please do it again?
You're not listening? What is wrong with you?
Nothing. She spilled her water and was cleaning it up.
Well, then this really fits. Then the movie quote fits. That rug really tied the room together. Um, okay, how about this for a hint? Um, that's a that's a cute ferret you have there. I see he's making a toy. See, he's
Tiki
stuffing.
is asking, was it a rug someone peed on it? I'm trying to remember the movie though.
Yes.
Colin is guessing Pulp Fiction.
Nope. Oh, it's a good hit.
Have I seen the movie?
I don't know. Have you?
No idea. We will see later.
Dude, you got to see that movie.
I don't know. You probably cannot remember all the movies I already watched because you told me to.
I don't know if I told you to watch a movie, but I would have advised you to. I mean, I told you to watch Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, but I stopped telling you that because I don't think you'll ever see it. Um, it actually is a pretty amazing movie. He's actually putting that toy onto that rope. He's
Mm-hmm.
taking it right back off, but I mean, a lot of times he'll make a toy by just doing that.
Yeah, he needs most often two pieces or two toys and then fiddles with both of them, trying to construct a new toy.
Yeah,
Cecil's rather creative when it comes to
he
that.
is. He is.
Hmm.
See another hint about the movie. Let's see. There are some people you're with when you're bowling that you definitely don't want to step over the line.
Oh, Rosebud knows the quote but cannot recall the movie.
I've been there. Let's see another
Cecil
hint.
give us wisdom.
Two
Hmm?
people in the movie with the same name, but one of the people doesn't go by it.
Calvin guesses the Big Lebowski.
That's it. The Big Lebowski. Yeah.
I've watched that movie, I think, twice because of you, so congratulations. Calvin. Calvin did it.
Yeah. I need to make a little video for. We talked about that before. I have to remember to do it then and make a movie, a little one for the winner. I could probably play something.
Some fun, yeah, movie
Uh,
Oscar ready clip.
What's a good clip we could play for that? No, this is a good one anyway. We can do. look at last year's New Year's video.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed a little bit since then, just a little bit.
Well, it was the Happy New Year for 2025.
Yep.
Maybe you get one done for 2026. I mean, that might be the last live stream for some people. I don't know, some that are watching from Australia or other countries. I mean, here it's close to 10 o'clock in the evening. So when we have a live stream on Wednesday, I will have just 2 more hours and then there's New Year. That will be cool. Rosebud says another year bites. Excellent put together. Oh, fuck, his friends telling me I have to see Lebowski or Lebowski.
What's that?
Definitely, I recommend it too. Just the way he goes shopping.
With the milk residue on his mustache, you know.
Colin says Wednesday is my wedding anniversary. Oh, how cool!
Cool.
Well,
Well, someone's having problems. It could be me. It could be Amy having problems. They're talking. The internet is not always there for us, is it? What you doing, Cecil? See,
I
salt.
will have a look at how it looks at YouTube. No, there's no picture missing. 10 years married. Oh, how great.
I never made it past 6, so that seems to be my final line. What are you doing up there?
Tiki says she can't hear me. Am I?
Yeah, you cut out for a second there. I can hear you again, but you did cut out for a second.
Oh, yeah, might have been my end. We are known for having shitty internet here, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, gets worse every year.
My dad had a sense of humor. It was amazing, but he used to say that they ought to have you have two doctors should have the same office. One would be a psychiatrist, and the other one would be a proctologist. And the name of the office should be Odds and Ends. Um, you wonder where I get some of my humor. Um, yeah, one of my favorite people in that movie, although I like John Goodman too, is Steve Buscemi. Um, He's a funny looking little guy, but he acts well. Usually when you mention his name,
Married
people go,
38 years and 47. And in June it will be 48. That's a long time.
"That's unimaginable in my world."
But that's the kind of relationship you have to expect if you get a parrot, since they get old. So they're actually, if you get one, they are for life, especially the larger ones.
Yeah, even a cockatiel can live for 30 years. So
I know they can live quite some time. Same with boccies.
I know sugar. I know sugar just wants to be petted. What are you
Mm.
guys doing? Everybody over here is just hanging out, except Jasmine is preening. Mander, what are you doing? You look like Igor over there.
Usually Jasmine is the one who looks like Igor.
Yeah. Well, he's all hunched. That's not the
Today
way
they
he.
might switch roles. Snowball looks cute as always. Lucy, she's a little puffed up to keep herself warm, probably.
Yep. Hey, Shug. Yeah, the thing is, she had balance issues too that I wasn't really noticing. I mean, I noticed that if you were to just touch her like this a little bit, she would tend to fall.
Mm.
Have to lose her balance. She doesn't do that anymore. So
Nope. We always thought her balance issues might be from the severe feather destructive behavior she had, which was going to mutilation.
now it
But
looks
the
like it
thing,
was.
yeah.
Now it looks like it was just AGN. Yeah,
Mm.
which looks like it's going to cost us about 2,500 a year to keep them on the medicine, but. The alternative is that they will eventually get sicker and sicker and then they'll die. So we're not going to do
Mm.
that, are we? No. That is, if KK doesn't have it, we don't know yet. We don't know. If Solas has it, that won't be fun. Can you imagine having to capture him every 3 days and give him an injection? He would never let you pick him up. If he's going to be chased around all the time, he better not have it. I'll have to hurry up my routine if there's any way to get him out of that cage and where he can deal with hands. But he hasn't dealt with them in years, so it's gonna take a while. It's one of those times where I wish Dr. Zellix would just pop by for a couple of days and solve the problem for me. What do you think? Dr.
She
Zellix has to.
thinks she
Hmm?
needs far more beak pads next year.
Yeah. Dr. Zellix has to take animals and train them in a matter of up to 24 hours to get surgery while they're awake. Because if they try to give them anesthesia, they'll die.
Mm.
So you want to talk about somebody who can take someone like Solas and turn him around in 24 hours. That's her. She's had a lot of practice. She's working with marine animals, like sea
Shogi,
lions.
stop scaring Rosebud.
Well, thanks guys for being here. It's time to go.
Yeah,
See, I
thanks for
told
coming.
you not to sit on that. I told you not to sit over there, and then you're over there trying to take it apart again.
Don't have to deal with a couple of naughty birds.
He knows what he's doing. You caught me when I wasn't looking. You didn't break anything, but it's only $10. I'll buy another one, but I don't want you doing that. You silly. You silly. Good boy. He kind of acts like a kid that's been found that he's got in a cookie jar. I know you didn't want me doing that. It's okay if you sit on it, but not if you chew on it, okay? All right. All right, guys. We will see you on Wednesday, and I'll try to have that New Year's video done. I really don't have much choice, so I'll get it done for Wednesday. And that video for those who guess the right movie quote, the right movie. Yeah, they match the movie quote to the movie. So to quote, not quote, but to paraphrase the movie, all right, dudes, later.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Amy.
science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.